and there was an awkward silence, it was actually just because I was having a coughing fit. In mid, we have, of course, the classic matchup of Pestilence against Pandemonium. You can see Pestilence is going to Max's Gore and Impale, which is beautiful on so many levels. I'm not sure if I said it, but this is actually a 1550 to 1650 level pub MMR game. MM game. And let's see, on top we have Keeper and Predator, of course, another core combo going up against Bloodhunter and Wretched Hag, which is one of the most feared combinations in all of Heroes of Newerth. So that'll definitely be an interesting lane. But for now, we're going to, of course, focus on to this Witchslayer. He actually did not choose to put down the ward before the 2-minute rune. They do get a kill there, which is fantastic. But again, we're looking in particular at the support play of him, so regardless of the kill, I feel like he's playing a pretty weak support right now. No upgrade on the courier, and no ward put down for mid. Those wards are so important for mid. You know, he could be counterweighting at this point. He has plenty of gold. You know, he's sitting on almost 400 gold. Again, I'm hoping that he's not going to be rushing for boots. You really, really don't need them. You definitely don't need them early, particularly in Witchslayer. He has a decent range on his miniaturization, which lets him combo into his stun. You don't need those boots early. Even if you're moving around and ganking, you kind of don't really need them. You can just TP to a tower, walk around, and do some ganks. Definitely, this Hag, Bloodhunter doing some work here on this Predator. He does get invised, and Hag has a Hatchet Bottle. The classic item combination for a side lane Bloodhunter Hag combination lane. Of course, they both have hatchets. That way they can absolutely dominate the creep farm of this Predator with a decent buying and Keeper of the Forest, who has, you know, just the core items he needs. We do see Pestilence continuing to go the Gore Impale route. Pandemonium going for the Flick Cannonball, because Flurry is, of course, the worst skill in the game. Why would you ever want to pick up Flurry? Alright, I'm sorry. I'm ignoring my duties here because this game is kind of awesome. But we do see Witchslayer. He is going for the mana drain, the power drain. I don't like that. I typically just go ahead and max these two unless I have a specific reason why I need it, which I can't even think of besides Nullstone later in the game, but you definitely don't need it that early. Mana pots and mana management are enough in general to suit it. He still has this ward. I'm really not sure why he felt like he needed to buy it that early if he had no plans of actually using it for anything. He could be using it here, and he could be having a counter ward here so that he knows he can effectively just walk through the jungle and gank Pestilence, because how is Pestilence going to get away from a Witchslayer ganking? He's not. And you really have to keep that in mind, that if their mid doesn't have an escape mechanism, you know, it's something like a Defiler who can't really get away, mid ganks are really, really effective. You kind of have to get away from this idea that mid is responsible for ganking the whole game, because, you know, there's a lot of mids that just can't do that. If you're somebody like a Corrupted Disciple or a Soul Stealer, and you don't have a really great rune timing, which is, you know, luck, not something you can control, it's really kind of hard to gank for a long time, and you're better off just farming. And so it comes down to your side lane supports to be the ones that are moving around and ganking. And again, you see Courier is still walking, and that's really hard to use walking Courier, to be honest with you. It's really dangerous, and it's bad for wasting your time. And we still only have this pull warded. It's great that this is warded. It really helps control the lane and stop people from pulling, but if that's all you're going to do, then it's really not good. You're not doing enough. Pandem does have the Invis rune. He didn't use the charge of his bottle first, which would have been much better. I think that would have probably given him enough to do his full combo. It would have, but he chose not to drink the bottle while he was fading into invisibility, so he actually won't be able to flick stun. He does have his ult though, so he can probably just walk up to somebody and ult. He just got that level 6. So we're not really seeing anything too exciting here going on with this Witchslayer. We're going to go ahead and speed up the game a little bit. Hopefully we'll see him. He bought boots again. You know, you don't need to do boots if you're completely neglecting your warding duties. Really, really, really big that you do that, guys. If you're playing support, ward more than you are used to warding. Just use more wards. Use some counter wards before you would normally buy them. Try new things, and I think you'll really see a lot of positive things come from that. He actually wards the spawn again, rather than giving his team vision anywhere, because I guess he thinks that this is enough vision for the entire game. Pandemonium goes and walks back mid. We do have Pestilence continuing to max score, because score is the best skill in the game, particularly to max early. And I'm kind of hoping that's the... Oh, Hag is not going for her, her Sonar Scream at all. No, not going for that Solo Scream. Just going for the old Hatchet into Blink Haunt build. Which that makes me smile. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a good mood because of this. And Bloodhunter going the typical kind of farming lane, never going to die, lots of leech, kind of good stuff. We do have Keeper coming around. We have a Pandemonium as well, and looks like they're probably going to kill or something here. We don't care. I'm going to move away from that specifically because we care so little. So very little. You know, see, Witchslayer just has not left this lane at all, and that's really bad. You kind of need to leave the lane of support. You need to be roaming around. You need to be making things happen, placing wards, doing your part to actually control the flow of the game, because support has a lot of influence over the game. You'd be surprised. A lot of people say, oh, you know, well, I'm stuck in the 1500s, but it's because I play support. And this is the kind of support they play, right, where they buy a courier, they buy a ward or two, and that makes them a support player. But they're not really doing anything to support. Not farming doesn't make you a support, right? It's these uses of... That's a clutch gore proc right there. He actually will get the kill because of that amazing leveling decisions, which is unfortunate. But, you know, he's not moving around. He's not making things happen. Let's skip ahead and see if anything happens here. Looks like he had an ult at some point. Yeah. I'm not convinced anything is going to be happening here. He has Striders, so he does have wards at this point. We skipped ahead to about 20 minutes into the game. And he has started moving around. Okay, so that's good. That's definitely an improvement that he's decided, okay, I am going to move around with the rest of my team. But the rest of his team had to kind of move around first. And that's really unfortunate. You know, you can kind of be the instigator of moving around and doing all these ganks and all that fun stuff. You don't really have to depend on your team, especially when you're playing somebody like Witchslayer, who has such powerful disables so early in the game. Again, that miniaturization into your stun combo is quite fantastic. Was there actually a pause here? I believe there was a pause. Let's see, is it a replay? Auto skip pause 1. Haha! Great success. Oh, Earl Grey. If Earl Grey was a man, I would kiss him on the lips. Really great ult here, and we're swinging a ton of damage. Tons of stuff going out here. Again, we're watching this on 8x speed, and I cannot cast a fight 8 times as fast. But Hellbore team is completely rolling over the leading team to this point. Again, I don't know who wins. I don't really care who won this game. It really kind of comes down to Witchslayer playing support very poorly in the early game, not getting the job he needed done, and not doing that warding or upgrading the courier. Is courier still not upgraded? No, the courier is not. Courier is not going to be upgraded at any point in the game at this point. In fact, neither teams are, but we don't expect too much from... where's Hag? Hag's finally decided to max Sonar Scream instead of maxing that blink, because, you know, it only reduces the cooldown. It makes it blink a little farther. Why not get some more damage? Alright, so we are going to go ahead and call it here. We're going to pause before this panda dies, because I don't want to see this cute little panda die. And we're going to go ahead and go into the next game. I'm not exactly sure which game I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at 1 or 2 replays real quick. Just see kind of what the games look like and see which one will work the best. Alright, so I will be right back. Oh, hello there, my little tater tots, and welcome back. We're here for the 3rd game we're going to be checking out today in our low-level support extravaganza. Now, I wanted to find an example of a, 1550 to 1650 whatever game that had a really well-played support. And I spent about 45 minutes trying to find a replay, and I just couldn't find one. I just couldn't find one. And so I'm sure they're out there, and I'm sure that'd be awesome if somebody could send me some for a future look at. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and jump way up, and we're going to check out a Fragment in-house league game. Now, this game is somewhere in the area of 1850 to 1950, 1980 PSR. It's a very, very high-level game, so it's going to be a lot more coordination. It's going to be a trial lane. It's going to be a little bit different, but I still think that we can get a lot out of checking out the support. We did see Behemoth starting out by buying the Courier and Myrmidon starting out by buying 2 wards, so they have all their bases covered. I'm hoping that they will be upgrading that to a Flying Courier at some point in the not-too-distant future. Now, the people we're going to be checking out today, we have Myrmidon being played by, oh my god, Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, also known as OMG AIDS, and we have Behemoth being played by X Cry of X, who wins the award for having the most AOL Instant Messenger-like name I have ever seen in Heroes of Newerth. And you can see they've started right off the bat. They've put a ward right here that's going to give them great control over this entire area of the map. Now this is really important early in the game because in Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane, that's going to be where a lot of the action is, because if they don't control this area, then suddenly the other team has a lot of cover that they can use to try and get kills and stuns off of. And it looks like what they're going to be trying to do here is control this area very well so that they can actually stop them from warding their creep camp easily. Because Magmus, with the wards right here, really wants to get over there and do that, and they're preventing them. You see, they also put another ward down here. They're controlling this entire top area of the map with vision right now. That's going to make a huge, huge difference. Let's actually see if we can change the vision just to see what they see. Look at all this vision that they have from these wards. It's just an absolutely huge difference. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes into play real quickly here. You can see Magmus trying to get over there, put that ward down, but they're just not giving him any openings. Tons of stuns and CCs coming out, and they get a bloodless kill. And now that's what a really well-played, legitimate bloodless kill looks like. They're controlling this. It looks like Behemoth is going to go down, but Magmus actually might go down as well. He does, so they get a 2-for-1. Very, very good. Great way to start the tri-lane. Puppetmaster is going to have a lot of easy farm for a little bit here. Myrmidon just barely getting away with about 8 HP there. And so the Legion team does just fantastic. You can see that controlling this area of the map was just so important. Their support isn't just kind of walking around and denying creeps. They actually have very specific things that they're trying to get done, and they're accomplishing them quite well. You can see all this pressure they put on Luna. Are they going to get another kill already? That would be quite big. But yeah, looks like they are going to get it. Wow. Wow, very well played by the Legion team. You see, this is support where they're doing everything that they need to do. I guarantee you, if I look here, it is a flying courier, okay? They have a flying courier. They have this really great warding up. They have very specific things that they're trying to do, and they're being really active and proactive, and they're not just standing around. And that's going to give their Puppet Master just a ton of super easy farm. I see that the Hellborn team has put this ward down. That's really great. It gives them the same really great vision. But Legion team has had it for so long. They just have control over this entire area of the map. Really, really great play by the Legion team. I'm not sure I'm going to linger on this game too long. You can kind of already just see the difference in play between these low-level games and these high-level plays. Again, the tri-lane does come into it. It does play a part. But I mean, just look at this coordination, these really great hero picks. We don't have really bad lanes. They're not really sloppy lanes. They fit together and they work together really, really well. Really great fissures by Behemoth. Really great weed fields by Myrmidon. Really well played by these guys. So definitely, if you're looking to see support played really well, apparently in-house is the place to look. You don't have to be a passive, boring player to play support, and in fact, that's actually going to hurt you, and it's going to keep you in these low PSR areas. Okay, so again, what we're going to take out of this is buy couriers, buy flying couriers, use wards, use counter wards, be proactive, move around, and get kills to support. It's really, really important. It's going to up your win percentage. And you know, if you do things that up your win percentage by 10%, you know, that's actually a huge difference, and that's going to bump up your MMR quite a big amount to compensate for your increased win percentage. You're going to get a lot more wins, and I think it'll be a lot better for your play, especially those people that are dedicated support players and feel like they're stuck in the 1500s just because they're not playing well. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. This will be the end of the first episode of Comely Presents. I'm not sure what the next one's going to be about quite yet. I'm going to look around probably for some interesting pro-level replays. I'll kind of alternate between low-level play and high-level play. But it'll definitely, hopefully, be interested for you, and I hope you'll check it out. Take care.